We back this time with full auto replacer Bishop. Guys, it's a Christmas miracle. B-side didn't touch hard mode. No one has to struggle to get min score this season. Now, it's time to spread some more holiday cheer, so here you go, a new code. The minimum score to get to is 12k, and we will do our best to reach that. I've got two setups to show, a budget team made up of farmable units, and units available through the new player selectors, and an invested team for those with more resources. Let me show you what I got. Much has changed since the last time I made a budget team for this boss. Last time I had to sneak Alex in because she wasn't considered budget, but this time we get to bring her. She is wonderful for this boss, and if you don't have her rearmed yet, I would suggest getting her rearmed, but if you have Casey rearmed instead, you can actually use Casey. They both have strips on their specials, and they both can sit there and strip the invisibility buffs off of the bosses. Now, I have Yang coming out pretty late, and it's unfortunately we still lose our Xiaolin here. But that's why we're running Lin Jian, just to give us some more DP so that we can get her back out onto the field pretty quickly. But yeah, we have a late Yang so that we can get a little bit more skill haste so that we can line up Alex's specials for whenever the clone gets deployed. That way we can strip the immortality off the clone and we can sit there and the rest of our team can murder it. Now we did get tripped here, but we watch as Alex takes care of that immortality, and then the ad is gone, clones disappeared, and then our team can sit there and focus back onto the boss. New Ohio is doing a good job trying to slow down the boss from getting any type of specials or its ulti, so we have less of those to deal with. Sky is going to sit here and lower the boss's evasion, so our units have an easier time hitting. And overall, we're just sitting here taking out. Now, Mia actually does pretty good damage, but she was just mainly there for a 4-cost spacer to line things up better. And with 13k, with barely anybody really geared well, this actually works out pretty good. You have plenty of wiggle room to get that minimum score. For the budget team, we're running New Ohio as the ship. Alex is just using her EE, and that's it. Beyond that, you want to sit there and put just tanky gear on her. Crit res, ground res, usual. Lin Jian, I have on a CDR set, tanky CDR. It's the free-to-play set, giving her 67%, and that's kind of really all she needs, at least at these mods. Obviously, giving her more is nice. Xiaolin, I have on Shadowhawk gear, stacking as much anti-striker damage and anti-ground damage as I can afford to fit on her. The rearm version is better. Chinatsu, I have on another 67% skill haste. You want to sit there and put your tanky CDR gear on her as well. You need her to stay alive and continue healing. Sky, I have on our second free-to-play set, giving her skill haste so she can spam her ulti as much as possible. Attack speed is helpful on her as well, getting her stacks up. Mia, I don't have on any gear, but she is just like Xiaolin. You want to have her on anti-striker and anti-ground damage. Yang, I don't have any gear on her. Skill haste would be helpful. It'd probably be better, obviously. I just needed her for a shield, just for a little bit more timing on Alex's special to strip, but put tanky CDR on her. And then for Wardens, Wardens actually is running an anti-ranger damage set, but it's still just Shadowhawk gear with as much anti-ground damage as I could fit on him. Obviously, I don't want anti-ranger, and I want anti-striker instead. An expert, this fight's actually pretty annoying on auto. We're doing this deploy order of Chinatsu and into Ecclesia because we don't want our Asha proccing early. We won't have it in time for burst if we allow that to happen. Now, why this fight's annoying on auto is it's mainly Ecclesia's fault. Ecclesia likes to ult. And the boss likes to dash through Ecclesia, and sometimes that turns Ecclesia around. Depending on what A speed modifier you take, or what your operator gives, or basically how much A speed kind of determines where she's gonna ult, in which direction. So just be mindful of that. Besides that, we're nerfing this boss with Jinbora. She still actually has a use. I do like how B-side did it this time. They didn't completely make her worthless for the most part, but she's not as good as before. She doesn't make the boss just completely unable to do anything. Well, I mean, unless you don't take the mods for the most part. Like, eventually, you do need a lot of attack speed, but eventually, because this boss gains attack speed with every attack, she will be able to actually get her special off. So your goal is to kind of kill it before that, but if you're not taking too high of an attack speed mod, and you're not taking those special modifiers that they've added, then don't really have to worry about that unless you go past a minute. Then the boss might actually be able to get a special off, but you shouldn't be able to get an ulti off at all with this setup. Here we are, 37k, a fancy min score if I've ever seen one. Jinbora doing some good damage, Mordred taking the top DPS, and Surya actually doing some good damage here. For the invested team, we're running New Ohio as a ship and Asha as the operator. For Chinatsu, we're going tanky CDR with as much CDR as we can. Ecclesia, we have on CDR fastest that our second fastest set. It doesn't have to be anti-ground res, full tank, or anything like that. You can go damage on her. Jinbora, I have on full swift A speed. We want her shooting as much as possible. Sigma is just on your standard CDR set. Swan's also on tanky CDR. We want her using her specials and ulti as quick as possible. Surya, I have on A speed anti-striker set. She actually does decent damage. Might as well sit there and put her on some anti-striker gear. Mordred, I have on the infamous Jinbora set with the anti-striker. She's just borrowing it from Jinbora since Jinbora needs to be on Swift this time. But yeah, anti-striker, anti-ground damage, much as you can fit. And Nilly, I just have on some random A-speed set so she comes out faster. Her damage isn't important, so getting her onto the field quicker is more important here. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you get the minimum score this season. If you happen to have trouble keeping the boss's skills on cooldown, you can take the expert team to hard mode, and you should be fine there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling extra special. You can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link is in the description, and if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. Happy holidays, and as always, I will see you all next time.